Hello, I am Beth Sullivan Woods, Precinct D, Select Board, and in this presentation I am delighted to take you through the request in Article 9, which focuses on the department revolving accounts and reauthorizing the departments for each of their individual revolving accounts. The specific language of Article 9, Motion 1 is outlined on this slide. As you will see, it requests that town meeting approve the requested limits for each of the 13 revolving accounts for fiscal year 2022. The specific amounts being requested as limits on each of these 13 revolving accounts are identical to what was presented to you last year as part of the request for fiscal year 2021. By way of background on the revolving accounts are established under Town Bylaw Article 55, and within this bylaw, the specific sources and uses of each revolving account are established, and each of these revolving accounts has been established in compliance with Mass General Law. The revolving accounts overall focus is to allow each of the departments to set aside specific program and/or service revenue in a dedicated account, and it, in parallel, also defines the specific sources and uses that are allowable under each account. Every year, town meeting is asked to set spending limits for each of these funds, and the spending is not allowed to exceed the balance in the fund or to exceed the annual spending limit that has been set by town meeting. This article seeks to update each of the 13 revolving accounts in Article 55 by setting their FY22 spending limits. Over the course of the next few slides, I'm going to walk you through each of the 13 accounts in terms of how they are broken up across the 6 areas of town. 5 of the revolving accounts that are requesting reauthorization in terms of spending limits fall under the Department of Public Works. They are the Street Opening Maintenance Fund for $225,000, the DPW Field Use Fund, which is requesting an authorization of $200,000, the Turf Field Fund, which is requesting an authorization of $150,000, the Tree Bank Fund, which is requesting an authorization of $75,000, and finally the Baler Compactor and other RDF Equipment Repair Fund, which is requesting an authorization of $50,000. It is important to note that none of these amounts are different than what was requested last year in terms of a maximum authorization, and the amounts of these funds do not impact the tax impact budget. There are 2 revolving accounts that fall under the Natural Resources Commission. They are the Brookside Community Gardens Fund, which is requesting authorization of $3,000, and the Weston Road Gardens Fund, which is requesting authorization of $7,000. Both of these account authorizations are identical to what was requested last year. 3 of the revolving accounts fall under the Wellesley Free Library. They are the Library Room Rental Fund, requesting authorization of $35,000, the Library Lost and Damaged Materials Replacement Fund, requesting authorization for $20,000, and the Library Copier and Print Fees Fund, requesting authorization of $20,000. Similar to the other departmental revolving accounts, these 3 revolving accounts are requesting authorization that is identical to FY21. There is 1 revolving account under the supervision of the Council on Aging, and that is the Council on Aging Social and Cultural Programs Fund, which is requesting authorization of $140,000. Similar to the other revolving accounts, this requested authorization is identical to FY21. There's one revolving account under the Recreation Department, and that is the Teen Center Program Revenues Fund, for which authorization of $50,000 is being requested. This request amount is identical to FY21. And the last of the 13 listed revolving accounts is the revolving account under the Cultural Council's supervision. The revolving account is called the Cultural Council Revenues Fund, and it is requesting an authorization limit of $6,500, which is identical to what was requested in FY21. The Select Board requests your favorable action on this motion. Thank you very much.